welcome back to a brand new video. As I'm going to preface this like I did in the Democrat dream video, this is not my prediction. This is the Republicans' dream of what would happen. I would also be doing Donald Trump's dream as well as my dream in the near future. So I hope you enjoy. It is now 7 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Out of the Georgia Senate race, too close to call, Herschel Walker currently leading over Raphael Warnock. Out of the Indiana Senate race, Todd Young is the projected winner, defeating J.D. Ford. Out of the Kentucky Senate race, Rand Paul is the projected winner, defeating Charles Booker. Out of the South Carolina Senate race, Tim Scott is the projected winner, defeating Crystal Matthews. Out of the Vermont Senate race, too close to call, Patrick Leahy is leading over popular Governor Phil Scott. Here's the current Senate map. Democrats need 50 seats to win back their majority. Republicans need 51. Right now it is in Democrats' favor, 36 to 33. Out of the Georgia governor race, too close to call, Brian Kemp leading over Stacey Abrams. Out of the South Carolina governor race, Henry McMaster has won re-election, defeating Joe Cunningham. Out of the Vermont governor race, a split for Democrats, as T.J. Donovan has won this seat that was vacated by Phil Scott as he decided to run for Senate. He defeated John Clark to flip the seat blue. Here is the current gubernatorial map as Republicans lead 8-6 in a 26 for a majority. It is now 7:30 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Out of the North Carolina Senate race, too close to call, Laura Trump currently leading over Jeff Jackson. Out of the Ohio Senate race, J.D. Vance has defeated Tim Ryan by a bigger margin than expected. Polls had him leading by 7 points, but it seems like he's going to be winning by 12 to 13 points at a minimum. Out of the Vermont Senate race, still too close to call, Phil Scott now leading over Patrick Leahy right now. Out of the Georgia Senate race, still too close to call, Herschel Walker leading over Raphael Warnock. Here is the current Senate map thus far, Democrats leading 36 to 34. Out of the Ohio governor race, Mike DeWine has won re-election, defeating John Cranley by a bigger margin than expected, similar to J.D. Vance. Out of the Georgia governor race, still too close to call, Brian Kemp still leading over Stacey Abrams. Here is the current gubernatorial map. Republicans lead 9-6. It is now 8 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Out of the Alabama Senate race, Mo Brooks has won this seat, vacated by Richard Selby, defeating Christopher England. Out of the Connecticut Senate race, too close to call, Richard Blumenthal is leading over Candace Owens. This race was not supposed to be competitive, but I guess Republicans have that energy factor, and it seems like Connecticut is going to be a competitive race this year. Out of the Florida Senate race, Marco Rubio has won this race, defeating Alan Grayson by a bigger than expected margin. He's expected to win this race by 14 points or more. Out of the Illinois Senate race, too close to call, similar with Connecticut. This was not supposed to be close, but Republicans have that energy factor going for them, and Tammy Duckworth is leading over Adam Kinzinger currently. Out of the Maryland Senate race, too close to call, Larry Hogan currently leading over Chris Van Hollen. Out of the Missouri Senate race, Eric Greitens, the unpopular governor, has won this seat, vacated by Roy Blunt. He has defeated Chris Koster. Out of the New Hampshire Senate race, too close to call, Chris Sununu is now leading over Maggie Hassan. Out of the Missouri Senate race, James Lankford has won re-election, defeating Dan Boren. Out of the Pennsylvania Senate race, too close to call, Kathy Barnett currently leading over John Fetterman. Out of the North Carolina Senate race, Laura Trump is now, we can now project this, Laura Trump has won the seat, defeating Jeff Jackson, what many call one of the strongest candidates for this race. She won her primary by around 48%, a big margin compared to the other candidates. Laura Trump has won this seat, has kept the seat in the Republican hands. Out of the Vermont Senate race, a big gain for Democrats, or excuse me, for Republicans, if you want to even call it that. But Phil Scott, who many call is very liberal, who many are expecting him to vote socially left to even Joe Biden on some issues, is what many Republicans are expecting, as most Republicans aren't going to be excited for this, but he is caucusing with Republicans, which will give them more of a majority. But Phil Scott has defeated practically a long-time incumbent to flip the Vermont Senate seat red. We now also have a call to the Georgia Senate race, as Herschel Walker will defeat Raphael Warnock. He called 2020 a fluke, and he's proving it here tonight. He has defeated Raphael Warnock, and he's winning the state by around 2 points. Here's the current Senate map thus far. Republicans leading 41-36, just 10 seats away from winning the majority. Out of the Alabama governor race, Kay Ivey's won re-election, Sue Bell Cobb. Out of the Connecticut governor race, too close to call. This one was expected to be close, but Ned Lamont currently leading over Linda McMahon right now. Out of the Florida governor race, Ron DeSantis, no surprise here, he is re-elected, being defeated Charlie Crist, winning by around 15 points or more. Out of the Illinois governor race, it's too close to call. Another race that we did expect to be close. J.B. Pritzker is leading over Rodney Davis right now. Out of the Maine governor race, too close to call. Janet Mills currently leading over Paul LePage. Out of the Maryland governor race, too close to call. Lloyd Rutherford leading over John Delaney. Out of the Massachusetts governor race, Charlie Baker is the projected winner, defeating Benjamin Downing by a huge margin. Out of the New Hampshire governor race, too close to call, is General Don Bolduc as leading over Andrew Walensky. Out of the Oklahoma governor race, Kevin Stitt has won re-election, defeating Connie Johnson. Out of the Pennsylvania governor race, too close to call, a dead tie between the two candidates. Out of the Rhode Island governor race, too close to call, as Daniel McKee is leading over Alan Funk. Out of the Tennessee governor race, Bill Lee has won re-election, defeating Craig Hughes. We now have a call to the Georgia governor race. Brian Kemp has won another term, defeating Stacey Abrams. This looks like a repeat of 2018, margin and everything. We now can assume Stacey Abrams refusing to concede, as well as saying the election was rigged, because both sides do that, and it's stupid as hell. Here's the current gubernatorial map. Republicans have 15 to 8 seats. Republicans have a huge lead right now. It is now 8:30 and the following states have poll closings. At the Arkansas Senate race, John Boozman has won re-election, defeating Bill Halter, no surprise here. We can now make a projection out of several Senate races. Maryland Senate race, Larry Hogan has won, flipping the seat red, defeating Kristen Holland. Similar to Phil Scott, Republicans are not excited for this, as Larry Hogan will be voting with Democrats more often, but this does continue to give Mitch McConnell more of a chance at becoming the majority leader once again. Out of the New Hampshire Senate race, Republicans are going to be more excited about this, but Chris Sununu has won this Senate seat, flipping it by a likely margin, defeating Maggie Hassan by a bigger margin than expected. Republicans nationwide are expected to outperform, as we were expecting R+2. It's most likely going to be R+6 right now with how it's going. Out of the Connecticut Senate race, still supposed to call. Candace Owens is currently leading over Richard Blumenthal. Nobody expected this. Blumenthal led by double digits, though there were a couple polls that had him down a couple points, but this is shocking to a lot of people here at Connecticut politics. Out of the Illinois Senate race, too close to call. Tammy Duckworth narrowly leading over Adam Kinzinger. Out of the Pennsylvania Senate race, too close to call. Kathy Barnett leading over John Fetterman. Here's the current Senate map. Republicans have 44 seats, Democrats 36. Democrats have not picked up a single seat so far, and they were expecting, some Democrats were expected to have won Connecticut and Illinois by now, but it doesn't seem to be that way. Out of the Arkansas governor race, Sarah Huckabee Sanders has won, defeating Greg Leding. Out of the Connecticut governor race, Ned Lamont and Linda McMahon, a tight race. Linda McMahon's third statewide race. She is hoping to win, hoping the energy factor will be with her, but Linda McMahon is leading currently. As the Illinois governor race, too close to call, a dead tie between the two candidates. It's a race we were expecting to call it this hour, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Out of the main governor race, too close to call. Paula Page currently leading over Janet Mills. Paula Page is hoping to win a third term as governor. And he might as well can. He could do it. Out of the Maryland governor race, still too close to call. Boyd Rutherford still leading over John Delaney. New Hampshire governor race, too close to call. Don Bolduc still leading over Andrew Valinsky. Pennsylvania's governor race, too close to call. Lou Barletta now leading over Josh Shapiro. Out of the Rhode Island governor race, too close to call. Daniel McKee leading over Alan Fung. Here's the current map thus far, the governor map. Republicans have 16 seats, Democrats 8. It's now 9 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Arizona Senate race, too close to call. Paul Gosar currently leading over Mark Kelly. Colorado Senate race, too close to call. Michael Bennett currently leading over Eli Bremer. Kansas Senate race, Jerry Moran is the projected winner defeating Barbara Bollier. Louisiana Senate race, John Kennedy has won re-election defeating Dan Cazayoux. Out of the New York Senate race, Chuck Schumer, the current majority leader, has won re-election defeating Richard Hanna. Out of the North Dakota Senate race, John Huffman has won re-election defeating Dustin Payer. The South Dakota Senate race, John Thune has won re-election defeating Billy Sutton. Out of the Wisconsin Senate race, too close to call. Ron Johnson currently leading over Sarah Godlewski. A big call out of Connecticut. This is something we were not expecting, but out of the Connecticut Senate race, Candace Owens has won this seat defeating Richard Blumenthal. She has flipped Connecticut's Senate seat red. This is something not even Linda McMahon could do. What many call the best Republican candidate that was put up during the 2010s. And Candace Owens was able to do it. She was able to get out enough of the suburban white vote, I guess you could say, and she was able to win around 4% of the black vote here in Connecticut. She has done very well for a Republican in the state of Connecticut, and she was able to flip the seat red. We also call the Pennsylvania Senate race. Kathy Barnett has won this seat for Republicans, keeping it red, defeating John Fetterman. We had it as lean R due to polling, but this is not shocking at one bit to us. At the Illinois Senate race, currently too close to call. A dead tie between candidates. Adam Kinzinger could flip this seat red, but similar to Hogan and Scott, many aren't expecting. Republicans, especially the Trumpist Republicans, aren't excited about it. Here is the current map. Republicans currently have 50 seats to the Democrats 37. Democrats have only won one seat. They have only won one seat since we started calling states, and it doesn't look good for Democrats. It honestly doesn't. But Republicans only need to flip one more seat, and we might as well just give it to them. We are expecting them to win the states of Utah, Idaho, and might as well say Iowa. We're expecting them to win at least 4 seats counting Alaska, so 54 seats at a bare minimum for Republicans. Out of the Arizona governor race, too close to call. Daniel McCarthy currently leading over Katie Hobbs. Out of the Colorado governor race, too close to call. Jared Polis leading over Bob Villacruz. Kansas governor race, too close to call. Jeff Collier leading over Laura Kelly. Michigan governor race, too close to call. Gretchen Whitmer leading over Brian Calley. Minnesota governor race, too close to call. Tim Walz leading over Mike Lindell. Nebraska's governor race, Mike Foley has won the seat defeating Bob Christ. New Mexico's governor race, too close to call. Michelle Grisham leading over Mark Ronchetti. Out of the New York governor race, too close to call. Andrew Cuomo narrowly leading over Lee Zeldin. South Dakota governor race, Kristi Noem is the projected winner, defeating Stephanie Sandlin. Texas governor race, Greg Abbott defeating Beto O'Rourke by double digits. Many left-leaning pundits are going to be shocked about this, as they had it likely to lean hard, but we at Chaotic Politics had it as a safe one. Out of the Wisconsin governor race, too close to call. A dead tie between the two candidates. Out of the Wyoming governor race, the most popular governor in the Union, Mark Bourne, has won re-election, defeating James W. Byrd. A big call for Republicans out of the state of Connecticut's governor race. Linda McMahon, successful, what many call, third time's a charm. She has won her third statewide attempt at Connecticut, defeating Ned Lamont to flip the Connecticut governorship red. The first time since Jettie Roll, who, reminder, JD's governor role appointed Linda McMahon to the Connecticut Board of Education. The next Republican was the one who served under the Roll administration. Linda McMahon will become the next Republican governor of Connecticut. As the main governor race, Paul LePage has won a third term to the seat, defeating Janet Mills. Very controversial, very unpopular governor, but Republicans in the energy factor, Paul LePage has won a third term as governor. As the Maryland governor race, this seat will stay red to Republican cheers, I guess you could say. Boyd Rutherford will become, I think, the first black governor of Maryland, defeating John Delaney. As the New Hampshire governor race, Don Bullock will continue the Republican role of New Hampshire, defeating Andrew Volinsky. As the Pennsylvania governor race, another flip for Republicans as Lou Barletta has defeated Josh Shapiro. Lou Barletta outperforming Donald Trump in the rural areas and even some suburbs, flipping one county. I can't tell you which one right now off the top of my head, but Lou Barletta has won the Pennsylvania governorship, flipping it red. A big gain out of Rhode Island right now is, last time we looked at the state, Daniel McKee was leading in the state, but now Alan Fung is leading, and we can now make that projection right now. Alan Fung, I think on his third attempt, similar to Linda McMahon, third time's a charm, Alan Fung is the projected winner in the Rhode Island governor race, defeating Daniel McKee. Out of the Illinois governor race, too close to call. Rodney Davis is leading over J.B. Pritzker. This is good news for Republicans tonight, as right now they've flipped, at this hour, I think they flipped 42 seats so far tonight. Big news for Republicans. They've even won the House. This is the current Republican map. They've gained the majority, 26 to 8 seats. Democrats have only been projected the winner in one race, and that's Vermont, a state they flipped. The only flip that I guess they're going to have tonight. It is now 10 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Out of the Iowa Senate race, Chuck Grassley is the projected winner, defeating Sidney Axtee. Out of the Nevada Senate race, it is too close to call, a dead tie between the two candidates. Out of the Utah Senate race, Mike Lee is the projected winner, defeating Ben McAdams. Out of the Wisconsin Senate race, Ron Johnson, of course, outperforming Donald Trump, has won re-election, being Sarah Godlewski. Out of the Arizona Senate race, still too close to call, Paul Gosar leading over Mark Kelly. Colorado Senate race, too close to call, Michael Bennet narrowly leading over Eli Bremer. Illinois Senate race, too close to call, a dead tie between the two candidates. Here is the current Senate map so far. Republicans have gained the majority. Sorry we didn't call that earlier, but Republicans now have the majority in the Senate, meaning Mitch McConnell will go back to being the majority leader in the Senate. And we can still, again, 54 seats is what we said. Now we can say Idaho, 54. Alaska, 55. 55 seats right now, the bare. Out of the Iowa governor race, Kim Reynolds has defeated Rob Sands to win re-election. Out of the Nevada governor race, it is too close to call. Steve Sisolak is leading over Adam Lexall. This is a 2018 rematch. We now call the Colorado governor race, as Jared Polis has won re-election, beating Bob Villa-Bruce. A call out of the Kansas governor race, as Jeff Collier has won another term as governor, defeating Maura Kelly. This is a gain for Republicans, as they are very excited to win back the seat. The Arizona governor race, too close to call. Daniel McCarthy still leading over Katie Hobbs. As the Michigan governor race, too close to call, a dead tie between the two candidates. As the Minnesota governor race, too close to call, a dead tie between the two candidates. Out of the New Mexico governor race, a big news for Republicans. Mark Ronchetti leading over Michelle Lujan Grisham, someone with national name recognition. Mark Ronchetti is very popular amongst Libertarian and Republicans, and hoping to win this state for the GOP. As the New York governor race, too close to call. Big news for Republicans out of this big blue state, as Lee Zeldin is currently leading over Andrew Cuomo. Excuse me. But if Lee Zeldin can flip the state, that would be big news. The first Republican since George Pataki to govern over the state. Out of the Wisconsin governor race, too close to call, Sean Duffy leading over Tony Evers. The Illinois governor race, too close to call, a dead tie between the two candidates. here is the current Republican, or excuse me, current gubernatorial map. Republicans have gained the majority in the National Governors Association, retaining it for I don't know how long. They've had it for years now. 28 to 9 seats. Colorado being the second state Democrats have won on the gubernatorial level. It is now 11 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Out of the California Senate race, Alex Padilla has won re-election, beating Jerome Horton. Out of the Hawaii Senate race, Brian Schatz has won re-election, beating Charles DeJoe. Out of the Idaho Senate race, Mike Crapo has won re-election, beating Rick Stallings. The Oregon Senate race, currently too close to call, as Joey Perkins is leading over Ron Wyden, and no one is expecting this, but the QAnon supporter Joey Perkins currently leading over popular incumbent Ron Wyden. Wow, what reality we live in. Out of the Washington Senate race, Patty Murray has won re-election, beating Kathy Rogers. Out of these, that's an error there, but in the Nevada Senate race, Mark Amidei has won, defeating Catherine Cortez Masto. Many Republicans said the Nevada Democrat Party was in shambles, being ran by far-left people, and apparently the people agree, as he was able to flip Reno County into Republican hands and was able to win this race. We now have a call of the Arizona Senate race. Paul Gosar has flipped this seat blue, or excuse me, red. Many claim Martha McSally was a terrible, terrible candidate, and she has flipped this seat red, defeating Mark Kelly. Out of the Colorado Senate race, it is too close to call still. Eli Bremer is leading over Michael Bennett. This is giving me some Mark Udall, Cory Gardner vibes from 2014. This is some 2014 Colorado Senate vibes right now. Eli Bremer could narrowly win this seat tonight. At the Illinois Senate race, too close to call. It's still a dead heat between the two candidates. Here is the current Senate map thus far. A lot of red, as you can see, a wave of red on your map. As Republicans have the majority, 56-40 right now, with Alaska being the only state that polls have yet to close, with 3 other seats still up to call. Out of the California governor race, Kevin Faulconer has flipped the seat red, defeating Gavin Newsom. Look at the red on California. You're not ever going to see it red, ever. But Kevin Faulconer has defeated Gavin Newsom. Kevin Faulconer very popular amongst some moderate Democrats who aren't favorable towards Gavin Newsom. He was able to win over their support and flip California red. Out of the Hawaii governor race, Kirk Caldwell has won re-election, or excuse me, has won the seat, defeating Andrea Topola. Out of the Idaho governor race, Brad Little has won re-election, defeating Michelle Sinnott. Out of the Oregon governor race, Bud Pierce has won the seat, defeating Ted Wheeler. Oh, let's just talk about this. Bud Pierce, someone who failed in 2016, now running in 2022, a whole 6 years later? 6 years later. He has done so much better. Ted Wheeler, very unpopular due to the Portland riots. Very unpopular. Bud Pierce was able to win by 2 or 3 points. Big news for Republicans as they're heading towards an amendment passing majority. Now the call of the Nevada governor race, Adam Laxalt is the projected winner, rewriting the wrongs of 2018, defeating Steve Sisolak, defeating him, flipping Nevada red for Republicans, the first Republican governor since Brian Sandoval. At the Arizona governor race, hey, you go from Doug Ducey to Daniel McCarthy, not that bad of a, I guess you could call it an upgrade or a downgrade depending on who you are, for Arizona, but Daniel McCarthy has defeated Katie Hobbs, who gained some backlash over her past statements over some Republicans, which kind of turned off some moderate Republican voters who don't like the Trumpist Republicans, such as Daniel McCarthy, but they turned out for him rather than Hobbs due to her comments. And so McCarthy is projected to win the Arizona governor race. Out of the Michigan governor race, Brian Kelly, the big shock, he has flipped Michigan, winning it by around a point or so. He has defeated Gretchen Whitmer, very unpopular due to the COVID-19 restrictions, but he has flipped Michigan red. Big news out of New Mexico as Mark Ronchetti has flipped it red, the first Republican governor since Susana Martinez. He has defeated Michelle Grisham to flip New Mexico red. Out of the big news out of New York, everybody, is Lee Zeldin has won New York, turning it red. An ocean of red on your map. On the map, as you can see, Lee Zeldin even winning his district. Even winning the 2 counties in his district in the southeast, as you can see. But Lee Zeldin has defeated unpopular Democrat Andrew Cuomo as progressives turned out for Zeldin, as we can project, as he has flipped New York red. Now the Wisconsin governor race, Sean Duffy has won this seat, flipping it red, defeating Tony Evers. Republicans were upset, regretting voting for Evers after the 2018 election due to the COVID restrictions, and Sean Duffy was able to flip the seat red. Illinois governor race currently still too close to call, a dead heat between the 2 candidates. Minnesota governor race too close to call, a dead heat between the 2 candidates. Here is the current governor map. Republicans only need 1 more state to have an amendment passing majority. As you know, in order to pass an amendment in the United States, you need 38 votes. And if Republicans wanted to, they could pass whatever amendment they wanted to if they were to get 1 more seat. It is now 1 a.m. and the following states have poll closings. We can now project at the top of the hour at the Alaska Senate race. Sarah Palin has defeated Lisa Murkowski to flip the seat red. Lisa Murkowski running as an independent. She lost to Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin, very popular in Alaska. She's going to win by around 16 points or more. It is now 1:32. We can now make a call at the Oregon Senate race as Joey Perkins has defeated Ron Wyden to make a gain in Oregon. A big gain for Republicans as Oregon was the target in 2020 for Donald Trump. It is now 2:03 a.m. We can now make a call at the Colorado Senate race. Eli Bremer has flipped Colorado red. A big shock, but big gains for Republicans as he has flipped Colorado red. Similar to 2014 with Cory Gardner, but Eli Bremer has defeated Michael Bennet in Colorado. It is now 5:02 a.m. Kids are now getting up to go to school as Adam Kinzinger has defeated Tammy Duckworth to win Illinois Senate race, defeating Tammy Duckworth, turning Illinois very, very red. Here's the final Senate map. Republicans have a filibuster-proof majority, meaning they can overturn whatever veto Joe Biden gives them. Meaning Joe Biden's next 2 years is going to be stalled like hell. Nothing will get done. Fuck. We can now make a call at the top of the hour. Out of the Alaska governor race, Mike Dunleavy has won the election, defeating Bill Walker. Now 2:10 a.m. We can now make a projection. Rodney Davis has won re-election, has flipped Illinois red, defeating J.B. Pritzker. J.B. Pritzker was unpopular, but we didn't think he was this unpopular. But Rodney Davis has defeated Pritzker. Republicans have that energy pack going for them. Now 3:47 in the morning, we can now predict that Mike Lindell has defeated Tim Walz to win the state of Minnesota. Congratulations, Mike Lindell. You did it, you crazy son of a gun. Here is the final I keep looking at Republicans saying it. The final governor map. Republicans have well over 38 seats. They have 40 seats on the National Governors Association, with Democrats only winning Hawaii, Colorado, and Vermont. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the Chaotic One saying